Good morning. Welcome to the first video on my gardening channel. So this is the garden I built this year earlier in the spring. So they are raised bed gardens. The reason I built raised bed garden is because the soil here are heavily clay. It's really hard to change the soil condition to be suitable for vegetable to grow. So all these I have built 8 of them. Each of them are 3 feet wide and 8 feet long. The height is about 2 feet high. So the reason for that is I want to make sure they are rabbit proof. So I don't have to put up extra fence to keep the rabbits out. So let's take a closer look. So as I mentioned, there are the 8 beds. Each of them are 8 by 3 by 2, and between them, I use cattle panel to build trellises. So as you can see, there are 6 of them total. Some of them are full of beans and cucumbers at this moment. Some of them are still growing. So this is the first year I grew vegetables in the raised bed garden. So it's still an experiment ongoing. Now let's take a closer look on what's growing in the garden. So for the first raised bed, you can see we have peppers and okras. So the okra are growing really well. So this is the first year I grow okra. So for the peppers, I plant them really late this year because it took me a while to put the raised bed together. So they are relatively small, but the growing season is still 2 more months. So hopefully there is a little bit of flowering here. You can see. Hopefully there'll be something later in the season. So this is my first trellis. So this half of the trellis are growing watermelons. As you can see, some of them are fairly big, and this one is about the size of a fist. This one about a tennis ball size. There are quite a few of them. So this was planted in early June. June actually is the right time to plant watermelon here in Minnesota. If you plant too early, actually it wouldn't grow. So by mid to late September, uh, the watermelon will be ready for harvest. So I will get some bags or the net to support this because this will grow fairly big. Here is some other melons, some sweet melons, and it's growing pretty well. On this side of the trellis are green beans. Um, these are the Chinese version of the green bean. They are really tender and taste really good. So this will plant a little bit late. As you can see, they are not flowering yet, and we do have Japanese beetle problem. As you can see, the leaves have been eaten by the beetles. So this is the first trellis. So here is the second trellis. So the second trellis is almost grow to the top. These are the long beans. As you can see here, there's a couple of them just start growing. Those can grow to over a foot long. So there are some soft flowers here. Yeah, this growing really well. So on this side, we have more of those green beans. So these green beans are planted a little bit earlier compared to the other trellis. So you can see we do have green beans growing already. So this is almost ready to be picked. And here, so this also green beans. And you can see the damage from the Japanese beetle. So move on here. I left a gap here. As you can see, there's no trellis between these two raised beds. because I want to have airflow, and so I can plant something other than something growing vertically. So our plant here is tomato. You can see these are the cherry tomatoes that's growing, and I didn't really take care of this very well. You can see it's a total mess right now. The idea was these tomatoes will grow along this trellis, but that didn't really happen. So I didn't tie the tomato to them early enough. So now it's a total mess. So next year I will try to take care of that early. On this side are eggplants. These are the long variety, really long eggplants. As you can see, there are a lot of flowering there, and they are growing really well. Move on to this trellis. These are cucumbers. They are the best grown vegetable in the garden currently, and they are producing a lot of cucumbers right now, all the way to the top. As you can see, um, there are cucumbers there, and also it's really beautiful. So you have a trellis tunnel that's fully covered. For the next trellis, we have more beans. So this year, because we plant too late, we don't get a lot of seeds, so don't have a lot of variety. So we just plant with what we have. So we happen to have a lot of green bean seeds. That's why we we plant a lot of green beans. They taste good. We really love them. So that's another reason why we plant a lot of them. And they're growing fairly well. Um, Eventually they will go all the way up, cover the entire trellis, just like the cucumbers. So here's the last trellis. These side are melons. So they're growing really well. I don't see, they're flowers, but I don't see any melons yet. But they produce it fairly late, so I'm not super worried at this time. But they are flowering ongoing. The last half of the trellis are uh more more green beans. Um, on this half, we have broccoli. So this is the first year I grew broccoli. Seems like it's growing well. We ran into some pest issue earlier. The leaves but were eating. You can still see some of them still have missing parts. But I think it's under control right now. It looks very healthy. Here we have more peppers, and they are doing okay, but not doesn't look super healthy. There are some green peppers here that's super small, but it's producing already. So here is the overview of the garden. And as I mentioned, this is first year we put this garden together, and there's still a lot of experiment ongoing. Hopefully, next year we will introduce more varieties. We have a better idea on what to grow, what not to grow, where to grow them, and we will have a better gardening. So this year is a more trial and error. Try to learn how to manage the garden. Okay, thank you. This is the garden tour for July 23rd, 2022. I will try to keep a regular update on the progress of gardening, lesson learned, and what needs to be improved for the next season. Thank you.